Okay, I think we are live. Hello, hello, hello. We are coming to you live from a different location today. Welcome to Ice Cream Sundays with Nougats of Truth. This is our office / extra room space. We are coming to you live from a different spot. Room. It's our kitty room.
They like their own bed.
We're coming to you live from a different spot because Zoom has had some funky audio issues today. And so we wanted to make sure we were not having any audio problems. Marita and I are sitting on different chairs because we don't have this set up with the bench like we do in the living room. So it's, we're not playing front seat driver, back seat driver. We're just sitting on different chairs for that reason. Welcome to Ice Cream Sundays with Nougats of Truth. My name is Rose with Live by Design. This is my partner, Marita, one who catches lightning with the path of Ish. This is a collaborative offering that we do every Sunday at 6 p.m. Pacific time. Wherever you are in the world, that may be Monday if you're tuning in from another country across the international date line. From us, we do this, we've been doing this for about 2.5 years. And gosh, reached so many thousands of people worldwide at this point. It's kind of mind-boggling. It might actually be amazing to go back and look and see just for our own like head explode emoji. Oh, new year. We are here coming to you after taking a break for a couple of weeks. That's right? Yeah. I think we had the last 2 weeks off from doing this live and bringing that new year energy. We've also been doing getting in the ocean almost every day for a handful of days so far, which has been amazing. We're not looking at the ocean anymore like we usually are because we're in a different room, but we still have that amazing Pacific Ocean, middle of the ocean energy that we bring. So Ice Cream Sundays, what is it? What is it about? This is a collaborative offering that we do. As I said, we've been doing it for about 2.5 years, where you can get single card readings on a topic question, a focused question of your choice, or you can get an ice cream chakra clearing, which is an energetic clearing that we will give you with your permission. We have shifted the organization of the hour a little bit more. We do go for about an hour, but in the past we used to just take as many people as we could do in the hour, and we've shifted it a bit because we know people join at different points. So while it used to be first come first serve, we've tried to make it easier for people who might hop on partway through to still get a chance to get a reading or a clearing. So now we like to start by sharing a card reading with everybody. This is going to be about the energy for the upcoming week, some themes that are coming up. And then we will, after that, we will do a reading or clearing for 3 people. Those are going to be chosen at random. But in order to be considered to be one of the people who we choose from, you will need to share in the comments that you want to participate, right? We will let you know when we're getting close to cutting off, like, okay, get your names in kind of moment. But just to let you know, we will need a few things from you. If you want to be considered for a reading or a drawing, we'll just need you to say not a reading or a drawing, a reading or a clearing. We'll say, first of all, please let us know, I would like a clearing or I would like a card reading. Secondly, in the same comment bubble, so Marita doesn't have to work too hard searching around for comments, let us know if it is a reading. We need a very focused question from you. So a focused question could look like, I'm in a relationship right now. It feels like a moment when it's kind of like, should I stay or should I go? And so I would love some guidance about, whether I should stick it out or whether these are sort of irreconcilable differences, basically. That's a specific question, and it gives us context, and it's important to have that context for us to be able to give you a clear answer in a short period of time, because this is our live free offering. We do not spend half an hour with each person. We do a relatively short period of time, and we want to give you the most useful guidance that we can in that short period, which means that the more context you give us and focus that you give us about the situation, the more we can give you guidance that is like, zoom, really, really.
It's like when you're picking different ice cream flavors, right? And you're like, I don't know. And then all of a sudden you get like a muddle of them all. We like distinct flavors, distinct direct questions, so you can enjoy.
Yeah, or else you're going to end up with a sandwich that you don't want to eat. You know what I mean?
Already got some people on the list.
Awesome. So we've got some people on the list already. The third thing we will need from you, whether it's a card or a clearing, we will also need you to let us know that we have permission to work with your energy, that we have permission to work with your energy in the clearing, that we have permission. So you can just say permission granted. And it's good to check in with yourself, even if it's just for breath, and be like, do I give these two human beings permission to give me guidance, to work with my energy, to, you know, ask questions of the universe and give me the answers that they come into? Do I give them permission? Okay, so card or clearing, first thing you need to say, ask us a specific question if it's for a card, and then say permission granted if you would like to proceed. So that will get you on the list. After we draw the card for the group, then we will draw the names, draw from the names of the people who made a request, and pick 3 people that we will do one-on-one clearings for. Clearings or readings. There you go, baby.
Karen, I already have a feeling of what it is, but if you get picked, and if you don't get picked, maybe I will send you a message. But
you want to tell them at the end, the last thing
at
we do?
the end, right? So at the end, what we do is we do a group clearing for everyone. So the way to participate in that is just write permission granted, or if you want to write what you're releasing or bringing in the comments, you can do that as well. So we've got 5 people on the list so far, so super excited. Please like, please share. Sharing is caring, and it's free, even if it's on your own like personal, you know, Facebook page, or other people, you know, who might also like to not watch football right now. So I think that's what's happening. So help us get that light out there to help people and raise the vibration. And thank you for being here. Thanks for joining. Hi, Teresa, how are you? Sarah, how are you? Hello, Jeannie. Hello, Karen. Hello, Cassandra, Celeste, Sherry, Amani, how are you?
We have a guest star on the show today. You might see our little guest star popping her head out.
Teresa, I know, you're catching us live, huh? You've been busy.
For those of you who are interested, we also do a much smaller, intimate, private version of this that is for 5 people only at a time, maximum. It's called Ice Cream Social, and we do that currently several times a month. But again, it's only 5 people at a time via Zoom. Very, very amazing, affordable for you to participate. We spend about an hour and a half together. And we will probably be limiting the number that we do per month. We may actually be reducing it even more, because Marita and I are both getting very busy with a lot of projects in our own businesses. So if you are interested in being a part of a space that has truly become a community space, like people that show up and they have been cheering each other through shifts and changes in their lives, it's pretty awesome to see how it's evolved. It's been going on for about 8 months, maybe 7 months at this point. If you're interested, #IceCreamSocial, and you get way more time with us. You get to really dig in deeper to questions. We do more cards in the card readings. We spend more time with you. And because it's over Zoom, we all get to see each other. It's truly a circle, you know? Okay, so I'm going to be pulling a card for the group right now for the energy of this
Hi,
week.
Jamie Smith. Gita, yes, it is.
What did Gita say?
She's like, is that a puppy?
The puppy is chewing on Marita's expensive pen. That can't be good. Here. Oh, here. There you go. I know, she's stinking cute.
Beautiful. Again, it's good to be back. We took some time off on the holidays to plant some plants.
For a number of reasons.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff came up. And this time of year, I don't know if you all feel it, but for the Northern Hemisphere, at least, I don't know if this would be true if I was living in the Southern Hemisphere my whole life, but this time of year, even when I don't live in a place where it gets really dark and cold during this time of the year, my body and my mind, my spirit just has this desire to take a pause, and really have some space to kind of regroup about where am I headed? Am I creating what I want to create? Okay, to do like course correction and some sort of rejuvenation, some me time, some self-care time. And we've had a lot of projects going on here.
Okay, what's that card? Let's look at. Again, you still have time to put your name in for a card or a clearing. If you don't know the rules, we'll talk about it a little bit again. And then we will do a random draw and work with 3 of you. And then we'll close it up with a clearing for the group. And to add to that, we'll just ask you to have, right permission granted. Gita, how are you? Good to see you. Okay.
There's food right there for her.
Jennifer Beckman, you're fine. You're perfect. Jennifer, you did it perfectly. So thank you.
We are working with the Rumi Oracle deck today. The card that I drew for the group for the energy of the week is this card, Beyond the Threshold of Fear. Which feels kind of gritty to me. This isn't just like a lean into love kind of beyond the threshold of fear. There is that too, but there's a beyond. The energy of this card for today, for this week, is also about recognizing that it's kind of like when you get so tired that you are beyond tired, and there's some other like experience or feeling that you have that is so open and potent and clear in a strange way. Things come up, the filters go down a little bit. And when I mean filters, I mean like not the helpful kind. And when I see this beyond the threshold of fear, it's like that moment when, you've been so afraid and your body is like so tired of being afraid that suddenly the fear just falls away and it's like this clarity comes through. But it's not because you course corrected towards love over and over and over again. It's really the feeling of like going so deep into your fear that your fear stops having power over you, and you kind of, it's like being in the eye of the storm. You've been like in the fear, it's messy, it's intense, it's fucking exhausting. You're like, dredging through it. You feel like mush. You feel like you're in painful transformation. It's scary. And then you suddenly get to this like break and you almost can't explain why you woke up today and you feel differently. It's not like you feel suddenly like, oh, I, took control of my life and I feel better. It's almost like things just fell away. Suddenly there was less to be afraid of. Suddenly your mind is less occupied by it. Suddenly your body is less occupied by it. almost like when you've cried so hard and then you kind of cry it out.
Mm.
That is the energy that's coming through to me for this week. It's that you go beyond the threshold of fear because you have crossed through all your fear already.
I think it's fear is also, for me, a lot of it is expectation, right? You know, crossing that threshold, expecting fear to greet you on the other side. No, you got to go through it and expect something different. A very simple, since I speak of simple things sometimes and complex things. I was earlier today, I was digging holes to plant some coffee that we got, and that our next door neighbor before they left gave us. Lots of information you don't need to know. And we live on the big island of Hawaii, where there's a lot of lava. So planting things is not an easy feat. It involves pickaxing.
Not always, anyway.
Not always. And so, you know, this is a project, you know, something that might take you like a day to plant, right? Or even a couple of hours. With just, if you had deep, or even less than that, right? I'm going to plant a tree. I can do it in a couple hours, you know. It's not like that here. Sometimes it can take a day, a couple days, you know, depending how much rock you hit and trying to find another place. And all of a sudden you have all these holes, and, you know. Anyways.
And you have to, we're not just talking about like rocky soil. We mean rocks where you have to split the rocks to get the hole dug. Like it's really massive rocks that are, you know, you feel the vibration going up your arm on the pickaxe, like, oh God, I hit one, right?
So Rose was out there with me, and she was showing me where to plant. And so I had this expectation. There's 10 plants that we have to do. And I'm like, oh, this is going to take me weeks. You know, this might take me weeks to do, and I better jump on it because they need to be planted. And whatever. So we went out there, and after I'd already cut down all the tall grass, right? And that's another thing, it was 12-foot grass, right? So I'm like, this thing's going to take me forever, you know, to plant 10 plants, you know. I just finished planting our bamboo, which were about 10 or more plants. And that took us,
we had like
months.
16.
Yeah, that took us months to finish.
Because so many reasons.
So many reasons. But anyways, long story short. So I went in there with this expectation of it's going to be hard and it's going to take a long time. And I'm just going to need to go a bit at a time, and I'd be okay with that. And Rose is like, okay, let's try this spot, right? And I go in with a pickaxe, and it's like easy. I'm like, what is wrong? You know? And I go in again, and I hit rock, but then the rock moves like easily. And I was like, have I hit heaven? You know, all of a sudden, you know. And we get this black, dark soil, right? Because after
really good dirt.
Rich soil, which I was not expecting. I expected it to be like the other soil. And all of a sudden, every hole that we go to open, it's just this rich soil, and it's easy. Even though there's rock, right? I literally pulled out a rock like that big out of one of the holes. I didn't have to split it. After like being able to dig around and pickaxe around, I was able to take it out. And I was just like, oh my God, I could probably get this done, you know, in a week instead of in a month, you know, and, you know, maybe less than a week, depending how much time I have. But I expected at that threshold, across my threshold, to be challenge, difficulty, time, you know, and stuff like that. So I think sometimes we get through our fear to a certain degree, but we still have expectations. So I feel that this card is not only get through your fear to get you to the threshold, but you want to bring it to me, but also expect good things, right? Don't let fear greet you on the other side. And so get through it. Be honest with yourself. Yes, that is Tumi making her appearance. Gita's like, your cat's crying.
I know. She was crying to be let out of the room 5 minutes ago. So, you know.
And so
Tim.
Part of that is expectation. There's two sides of a threshold, right? And many times we only talk about one side or the other. And this is talking about the circleness of it, about the whole relationship of what it takes to bring all these parts, your fear, your expectations, and miracles. Can you actually expect miracles?
That's so funny because I've been talking about that, you know.
You know, as I was digging, hitting, you know,
pay dirt,
gold, right? which is really fun. You know, I can't say that. I was thinking, you know, you're outside mowing, you know, you have a tendency to sometimes think if you're not too tired. And I was like, what if I expected this in my life? I'm not expecting it to be easy, right? I'm out there pickaxing still. I'm still working hard. But instead of hitting so much that I have to push through ease, what if I expected ease and miracles and richness and this to actually be my experience? Wow, that would be different. How does that feel, right? And then also not to get hung up to expect that all the time, right? So getting rid of your expectations, right? And letting the miracles happen when they happen. That's why they're miracles. You're not expecting them, right? Because you don't have expectations. So this comes into this as well.
The last thing I'll say about this, just to clarify as well, is part of the lesson here is recognizing that sometimes we have a very fixed idea about how things will be resolved. You know, we have this story, and maybe it's a little different for each of us, but there can be a story that many of us carry, that the way things are solved is we identify a problem, we think about the problem, we think about and try to understand it and think about what's going to help it and fix it. And then we have to take specific action and like be really, really clear on what the problem is and have it super figured out, and then do the thing to solve the problem, right? And part of this beyond the threshold of fear is recognizing that that is actually not how all problems go away and shift and transform. At times, we just wake up one day and we feel different. And it's not because we spent all this time in our heads grappling with it, and then we came to the perfect solution, and that was what opened the door that allowed us to, you know, stop feeling fear. Sometimes that does happen, but sometimes actually things naturally shift. They shift through the work that we're doing. They shift through the environment. They shift through things shifting that we weren't even aware we're a part of the situation. We wake up and we feel different. And it's understanding that this is what is coming this week, that things may shift in ways that feel like they're things that you've been working on and grappling with for a long time, and they suddenly kind of, like the knot loosens itself. It's not because you've been there picking at it and then you finally untangle it and you're like, victory. But at times the knot, it comes apart on its own and you don't understand why, but you feel differently, and you get to appreciate that not all things are solved through our sustained effort and eventual like clear understanding and resolution and action of fixing it. Sometimes things fix themselves. They shift, not just through our actions.
Okay.
All right, there you go.
I think we said enough.
Ding dong ding. So now comes the time when we will be drawing names from the people who have asked to be on the list.
Got 7 names on the list.
Woo!
We're going to add them to the list right now. If you are interested in joining us in our smaller 5 people only version of this that we do over Zoom on Thursdays, we only right now currently do 3 Thursdays a month. We may be dropping that to 2 depending. Hashtag ice cream social.
Is that Sherry?
Yeah. It's a nominal fee to join, and it really allows you to build community. It's just great. And we get to all see each other, and it's made people have become like best friends. So bring a friend.
Yeah, it's super fun to come with your friends, because then when they get readings, you're like, see, I told you that shit.
Put William Rogers on there too.
Okay.
William, good to see you again. Just write permission and we'll add you to the list. We're doing it right now. Hope all is well. So there's that. So hashtag ice cream social, and we can send you information on that. And then if you're interested Rose and I have, one of the shared things that we do together is ceremonial cacao. We are making ceremonial cacao here on the big island of Hawaii. That is the reason we are here. That and many, but one of the many reasons. I come from the Olmec tradition. So the old cacao people, the first cacao people, and it's a long, long time ago, and have been able to trace my lineage all the way back there through the Zapotecas. And anyways, long story short, we're here to be able to offer Hawaiian ceremonial cacao. It's the rarest in the world. It's also the costliest beans in the world. Teresa.
Is she supposed to be?
Yes. I ran out of, and so if you are interested, we are not just offering it to sell. We literally make it's made to order. Let us know if you are interested in that. #cacao, but #ceremony. If you're interested in the ceremonial training that's starting in February, I will be taking people through 6 months of how to be able to not just learn and build relationships necessary to be in ceremony. And it's not just the doing of ceremony. It's not just the doing, do this, do that, do this, do that. It's not that. It's the being. It's the deeper walk of walking in a medicine path, in the medicine way. I've been trained for 42 years. And so hoping that some of you will sit with me for 6 months, maybe even more, if you decide to learn and walk a deeper path. So #ceremony for that. And if you're interested in the cacao made to order, #cacao. Okay. So we have Cassandra Rowena. Are you still with us? Let us know if you're here, Cassandra. Cassandra is coming from New Zealand.
Oh, wonderful.
Karen, how are you? Oh, Karen, I'm glad that we got you because
you had a message already?
Yeah. Karen, are you still with us? Karen Adele Bilski. Cassandra is here, so we'll start with Cassandra. Karen, are you here? And then Amani. Amani, are you still here? I know you were here in the beginning. I know people pop in and out. So let's start with Cassandra and we'll see if Karen or Amani are still here. And if not, then we'll just keep going down the randomly chosen list by random.org. Okay, here we go. Oh, to me.
Here you go, baby.
Hi, Karen. I'm so glad that you're here.
Got a switching of the guard.
Oh my God, one cat in, one cat out. Yeah. Most of the time I just feel like we're just cat valet house.
We're doormen for cats.
Okay, let's start. We have 2, we have Cassandra and Karen. You will be next. Awesome, you're number 2, Karen. And then we're still looking for Amani. And if Amani doesn't show up, we'll go on to the next name. Okay. We usually ring a bell, but we can't find it. So we'll play a little music box. There we go. Okay, there we go. Cassandra, chakra clearing.
Before we do it?
I mean, that'd be nice, but if not, I already have it.
Just give me a second. Okay. Go ahead then.
I'm getting lemon sorbet, like a really sharp lemon flavor, which is delicately balanced with lavender. Maybe like lavender salt is what I'm getting. So you have here textural elements, right, into your chakra clearing. You have also the introduction of the mineral kingdom, which is salt. Salt is part of the mineral kingdom, right? And then, so you have all of these different kingdoms showing up, and part of this is really about balance, right? You have ice cream that can be lush, right? Lush and creamy. Sorbets maybe not as much, but they still have some lushness to them. And then you have, can you please, I can't. Okay, thanks. I can't do this with the dog. I get distracted. Okay. So this is about the balance of flavors and also being at the edge of those flavors. So if you're finding yourself at the edge of the threshold, at the edge of making decisions right now in your life, at the edge of big change of where you want to go and where you have been, this ice cream flavor is to help you. This is for your third chakra and your third eye. The lavender salt is for your third eye to ground you, right? To ground you and to bring you peace. Lavender will calm your mind down. Our minds, remember, they're like little operating system computers. So sometimes you need to reset, reboot, calm, and ground. Lemon, sharpness, brightness, to come out from your third chakra. So how you put yourself out into the world, let it just be you. And this is also to clear the way. To clear the way for you to be you, to bring in the situations and the people that will resonate and bring you more life, will resonate at your vibration, right? So if you've been calling in relationships, whether business or not business, that just don't fit you anymore, it's time to move on. And this compact flavor, this powerful flavor, it's a punch, right? Boom. Is to help bring brightness to your life, clear your path, calm and ground your mind, and allow you to act from that place where between the head, the stomach, right, is the heart.
It was lemon and what flavor?
Lavender salt.
Oh, thank you. So the flavor that I got for you is actually mandarin, which is interesting because we both got citrus.
Yeah.
She's a little cry girl. I think I know what that means.
I can't get up.
Okay. The flavor that I got for you is mandarin. Oh, you're very crying. We have somebody we're trying to talk to right now. And the reason that this flavor came through for you, I might have to excuse myself and take her to deal with something. Okay. Is sweetness.
Mm-hmm.
It is sweetness in your life and a feeling of sweetness, not just the taste, but the feeling of sweetness. I'm being reminded of that video that was that one we would watch in the mornings over and over again. Would you be willing to tell about that video while okay.
As we switch seats here.
Yeah, just for a moment.
So Cassandra, there's this beautiful video. I'll private message you the link to that. Actually, someone else who is on here posted, and it is about. Hi, Joy Holland. As I'm stuck here now, I don't know what's going on today. It's about waking up in the morning. It's this old Jewish prayer, and they rewrote it so that it was more inclusive. But it's just about coming into your day, coming into the sweetness of your life, and waking up with just so much sacredness and grace of who you are, that it's just, I watched it every day for a couple of weeks, and it was just a beautiful routine to wake up to. So some of that is adding sweetness to life. Are you waking up and being like stressed already? Are you waking up and expecting to fix things? And this is a call to start looking at that fix-it mode. Instead of filling your basket up in the morning, your time in the morning with like, oh my God, here are all the problems that I have to fix today. Get curious. Maybe you can bring some sweetness into your life. And to do that, you have to put it in there. You have to bring it in here. And so listening to a meditation that allows you to bring in your sweetness, to respect your body, to see the sacredness of who you are, is a beautiful thing to do. So if you're interested, Cassandra, I will send you that link, but shout out to Celeste who posted it. It's just such a beautiful prayer. And it's so funny that she said that, because today I was thinking about that prayer, and I was singing it, a little parts of it, while I was out in the garden. So I hope that is good. Let us know if you are feeling good and you're getting all you need to get. I will close that circle. Yeah.
There you go. Yes, Cassandra.
What'd
That
she
is
say?
awesome. She said, yeah, I've been feeling in a funk.
Yeah.
Awesome. I'm so glad that this greeted you at the time that it had to. Karen. Awesome. Karen, Adele Bilski, are you here? Let us know if you are.
Let them do a little running.
Sure.
I think it might be.
God. Mhm. Amani, you're here. Amani, you're number 3. We're going to be doing you today. Okay, Karen. So Amani, stay tuned. Okay. Oh, it seems these people want this prayer. If I have time at the end, I'll see if I can get the link. Celeste, you posted it. Can you post the link to that prayer
That
for us?
beautiful video that you posted.
That would be great. We're going to see if Celeste can share it with the group. It's just
Oh,
so,
God, it's just like,
oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I like, there's days where I'll like wake up like that and go to sleep like that. Like, it's just such this beautiful. So hopefully Celeste will share.
it's so soothing.
It is. Meet me where I am. Anyways, hopefully Celeste is watching and she'll tag that for the group. So thank you for that. The prayer that keeps giving prayers. So here we go. Yeah, she's on it. Thank you. Karen, I'm really excited to read your cards because I already have a feeling.
What's the question?
Is her new healing business going to take off?
Karen, not the Karen we know.
No, Karen Adele Bilski. And then after that, we have Amani. Amani, don't go anywhere. J.H. Hernandez, what we do is we usually do a card for everyone in the beginning, and then we take names. We do a random pick, which we already do, and we pick 3 names and we work with people. We do clearings like you just saw us do, and then we do one card readings. So hopefully next time you will come back next same time, same bat channel, same place, and join us and get on the list. But we will be doing a final clearing for the group, so you can take part of that. And there's that prayer. Yeah, it's so amazing. Thanks, Celeste, for posting that. And let's do this card pull. Meet me where I am. Okay. So we'll show you your cards. We actually pulled 2. Naughty card pullers. Sacred Union, upside down. Don't worry. Upside down doesn't mean it's bad. It's just sometimes you have to look at life in a different perspective. Shift your perspective. Shift your anticipation. And here's your blessings. So intuitively, when you got on here and you were saying, will your healing business take off? So many questions I want to ask you. Yes, it will. The question is, you have to redefine what success means. Okay, so you have to get very focused on what success means to you. And is it your story or is it another? Now, everyone needs that thing called money, right? We need it. This is how we have agreed as a society of in many nations to have a global economy to trade money for work. So we do need it, right? That being said, yes, make sure you have that goal and stuff like that. It's necessary, right? So don't give things for free, because then people not think that what you're giving is good. There's this psychology of money. It's really interesting. Back in the day when I ran restaurants, there was this psychology to price points on the menu. And it was fascinating to see people that if we priced a certain object at a certain price, they would buy it, even though we could have priced it lower. But if we priced it lower, they wouldn't buy it. I'm just putting it out there. So rethink how you approach money. Chris Brown can totally tell you about this. She's on here too. She's one of my students. We all need to reimagine our relationship with money, right? And so look into that. Look into if you're holding back, or if you're feeling like, oh, since I'm a new business, I gotta give things a lot away. And go ahead, but be very careful who you give those things to. Make sure that those people understand the value of it, right? Then it's fine, because then both of you understand the value of what you're given. And then you walk away, both of you, feeling that healing and that change, because it has to come both ways. Redefine success, redefine your relationship with money, and just know that, again, if you step through that threshold, there can be miracles.
And that was for both cards?
Yes,
For both
ma'am.
cards. Yeah, I definitely see success in the future.
Yeah.
You know, this blessing card, but this piece around the sacred union being reversed means whether I think it's not only money. I think that there's a few different areas of collaboration, you know, of client and healer relationship, of partnership, whether it in your love life, your personal partnerships and how they play into it, that have got to be worked out. That there's some entanglement in between those relationships that are going to affect your business. And so taking the time to really look at what are the, kind of how we were talking about earlier, what are the implicit expectations that I have that are connected to money, that are connected to my business, as they stand in each of those areas. In business partnerships, when you're collaborating with people or when you hire people, in your relationships with your clients, or whatever you call the people that you are providing the service to, and in your love life, and how that connects to your business, because those things get very tied together and can become a problem if you are not looking at what is there and taking the time to, and you may not figure it out all ahead, right? But to take some time there, put some attention on it, devote a little bit of your love and energy and attention to it to help understand what possible entanglements could block the flow of your process in yourself and in other people, right? When I understand how important it is to have community that is very like cheers each other on, is really positive, is like all that, because I don't want to put all the pressure on my partner to have to carry that for me when I don't believe in myself. Oh, I don't know if I can do this, so then I'm going to rely on my partner to be the person who is like going to carry me through even when I can't carry me. No, spread it around. You need to share that like with everybody and know what spaces you can go to get support. And that is not a measure of the success of the relationship. Okay. Okay. Well, you guys are getting a serious boob shot for a second there. That's not a measure of the success of the relationship. That is just understanding that you need to go to different places to get different needs met as you build a business. It is just a thing. It is real. You have to have community. So that's what I'll say. Just work on those entanglements and be aware of how your implicit stories in each of those relationships tie into the success of your business and around money. And then, yeah, I do see success for you in the future. And it's okay. Work out the kinks as you go. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's going to happen. Like you can't address them all ahead of time. It's just not real.
Super excited for you, and let us know how it goes. Okay.
Cool. All right.
Disconnecting.
1 second.
Maybe my theory is not correct. Okay. Okay, Amani.
I'm like so curious what your theory is now.
Amani, here's your chakra clearing.
Don't ask. I had to handle something.
Okay, can you do it again? Okay, Amani. So the flavor that I'm getting is rum raisin.
It's so funny. I was getting like bourbon, like
Yeah.
vanilla bourbon.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got some alcoholic flavors for you.
Even if you
Delicious.
don't drink alcohol. One of the things here is about stepping into, so rum raisin was a flavor that was an ice cream flavor, Haagen-Dazs rum raisin in my family. And it was a grown-up thing, right? When I ever got a little bit of it, I was like, oh my God, because it was reserved for my parents. So there's something here talking about it's time to grow up. This is your time now to grow up. And this is for your third eye. Check how much conditioning you have. I think it's a really good time this week. We're still in the Trecena. We have a couple more days of Eagle, of the Mayan calendar of men, which is about perspective, the perspective of Eagle. And so I don't know what your practices are. If you were one of my students, I would say, go talk and meditate with Eagle. So that Eagle might teach you what perspective looks like. What does life look like when Eagle is on the land or on a roost or high above? And so I challenge you in your own way to have that meditation, to get out of your own way, out of your own programs, and see how many of them, those stories, are not yours and belong to someone else, generations back, right? Those simple things that people say every day that your grandmother or grandfather might have said, get into your system, right? Whether they are things that are absurdly inappropriate in these times and these days, or that are just, they seem not harmful. You know, like cooking is a woman's work. What? Excuse me? Right? That's woman's work. That's man's work. Things like that, that at some time were not harmful, are harmful. Because in your head, somewhere in your system, you are not allowing yourself to do things that you are capable of in a world that now is more accepting of things.
The flavor I got for you is vanilla bourbon. Bourbon. That was what I said before, right?
Yeah.
And for you, this is interesting. It's for your third eye energy center, for your right here. This is your 6th chakra in that particular chakra system that we're working with right now. And this is about understanding that things are not black and white.
Mm-hmm.
They are not black and white. I love that you were talking about being an adult, because when you understand the world, because you've been in it long enough, not that you understand everything or you know everything, but that you understand, like, you know, adding enough salt to a dish is wonderful. Adding too much is disgusting.
Yeah.
You know, there are things that we, in certain amounts, are amazing, right? Adding, you know, liquor to ice cream is like this amazing flavor. But if you don't like drinking bourbon, then trying to take a shot of bourbon is going to be awful, right? And so it's understanding that certain flavors of life in moderation are still good. It is not about throwing things out completely because, you know, if you don't like drinking a glass of vinegar, right? So forget it. I'm never going to use it in salad dressing, right? It's like that kind of thinking, that this energy is coming to help clear for you. There are things in life, such as grief, such as pain, struggle, heartbreak, frustration, disappointment. There are experiences in life that we might feel like we don't want to have, but in small amounts or in certain amounts, they're just a flavor. And as you have more and more, the flavor of it changes. But it is still just a flavor in our life. It's still just a part of life. It's not inherently good or bad. All of that is just chemicals.
Could this be related to perfectionism? Yes.
Yeah, there's a lot of different ways it could be related to perfectionism. So much I could say there. I feel like there's a lot of different answers. We're not going to have time to go into that too deep, but the answer is yes. Explore that for yourself. Where does all or nothing thinking, black and white thinking, show up in your perfectionism? And how does it help you or actually make things harder for you? And do you want to make a different choice? There's this great quote from Tom Robbins' book where that is interesting. There's this great Tom Robbins book where there's a scene that happens a few different times. There's like this jar of vinegar, and it's kind of like the scene in it is almost like a fable where people keep coming to this jar of vinegar. They stick their finger in, like historical figures. They come and they taste it, and they stick their finger in, and they're like, "Oh, it's so bitter." And then the next person comes and they're like, "Oh, it's so sour," And then these two characters in the book, and this is at the end of the book, come up and they taste it and they're like, "It's so sweet. Like, it's so delicious." And it's understanding that, can you actually appreciate the flavors of the things that you struggle with? Can you appreciate grief? Can you appreciate, frustration? Can you appreciate whatever it is, right? So, yes, it's definitely related. And I hope that this clearing and any reflection and clearing that continues to unfold assists you with this, because it is, as one of our teachers say, stinking thinking. So funny. I thought that phrase early on. I didn't know if I would actually have to use it, but here it came. Stinking thinking.
There you go.
All right.
Let's do that bell thing we do. And now
Thank you, Amani.
Done.
We are going to move on to the
Final clearing for today.
which is for the group.
So if you want to participate, just write permission granted, or you can write what you want to let go or hold on to. And I know a lot of people have already done that. Remember, join us here next week if you want to join us in a smaller version of this, in the sense of not so many people watching. We actually work with more people. We work with 5. We spend a lot more time. It's 90 minutes over Zoom. On Thursdays, #social. That is our ice cream social. And it's a great way to meet other people too, because this is the thing. Everyone, with everyone in their own homes, Zooming on their own and stuff like that, people forget that, there's a lot of people out there having a hard time, right? And so it's good to be able to sit in community.
God, and how little it takes sometimes to feel seen and connected.
Yeah. And then that being said, the only other thing to offer that you can hashtag, thanks to Les for putting that prayer, is #ceremony. If you're interested in my 6-month ceremonial training, your first step
For cacao.
Right? It's Hawaiian. It's a Hawaiian cacao ceremonial training. We sharing things that are over 400 years old to get you ready to walk in a good way. Some might think 6 months is too short. Some might think it's too long, but I think it's a good start because I know a lot of people are out there going to weekend things or going to a ceremony and they're doing their own and it's not safe. So at least this will give you some safety and begin your relationship. And if you decide to walk a deeper path, there are definitely more steps to that.
It's like, if you've ever had the experience of being somebody who has like worked with something for a while and then you see somebody else like take one weekend long course in it and you see them training and you're just like, they don't know what, like, you're just like, God, why do people insist on turning something immediately into something that you're teaching when you actually don't have an understanding with it? It's that relationship building piece that is missing. The depth of the relationship is totally different. And your ability to teach is different. Your ability to hold people and the medicine is different. Your trust in yourself will feel very different and in the work that you're doing. And that is so powerful when you are holding space for other people in any kind of medicine work.
And when we're talking about holding space, we're not talking about, oh, you're an empath, so that means you're going to be empathetic to people. No,
That's not what we're talking about.
No, we're talking about medicina, deep. Rose has been walking has been trained in Lakota ways ever since she was young, and I've been trained in many First Nations
In other ways
as well.
Quite a mix, to be honest.
So if you want to mix and also support BIPOC business, you know, if you want to help, you know, whenever you sign up for anything that I am doing, I am First Nation, I'm an immigrant, I am queer, I'm a lot of things. You are helping support that. You're helping support medicine that will not pass on beyond me in many ways.
It's a really interesting thing too. I see people on threads a lot of the time because people are in community, they, you know, talk about investing in diverse people and whatever. And then they'll be like, I want to know how many of you have hired, you know, people of color to be your teachers, your coaches, your whatever. And many people will say, yes, and it has totally changed my life. Like I would not be who I am if I didn't have teachings from these people. And other people might say, I don't choose based on color. I just choose based on what feels aligned. Okay, that doesn't work when you're in a society that is structured around systemic racism. Because neutral is not neutral. Neutral is white. That is how we have structured things. So I really want to encourage you when you are making decisions about who you hire. Yes, listen, make sure it feels aligned, but don't just take it for granted that there is a part of us, an implicit, invisible part that until we have gotten further in unlearning it may make us feel only aligned with people who are white, hetero, you know, cisgender, not in very far from their own indigenous roots, more mainstream, because that is what we have been trained in. So it's important to question. If we look back at the history of, here's all the people that I have paid money to help me grow as a person. If there is a trend, question whether that is your intuition or it is your implicit bias is directing you to hire those people. All right.
And like I always like to say, support living Indigenous voices.
Yay!
Living Indigenous voices.
So
not
true.
just the memes, you know? Okay,
Right.
so let's do this clear.
All right.
Whew, that was fun. Okay.
Hey, you know, it's gotta be said.
It has to be said.
I know it's people say it, but I think it's important that we make a point to let
Yeah.
people know, like, this is the values that we both carry.
Mm.
I want you to hire my partner. I want you to support other Indigenous people and other people of color and queer people. It matters. And my experiences growing, like as a person, my teaching experiences, if I have paid a lot of money to a lot of people of color to learn, and I would not be who I am if I had not had those voices and those experiences guiding me. There's no chance. And I think I am a better person because of it, a much better person. I'm not saying good person. I'm saying I'm a better person. Okay.
Okay.
So clearing for the group.
Let's do this clearing.
Ho.
The flavor that I got was Tootsie Roll, and I started laughing because I already remember.
I got licorice.
Ah,
Not the same.
not the same,
close.
but
Two
remember
flavors.
that.
You
Remember
love to
that.
hate.
But you remember that dance Tootsie Roll? Doing the Tootsie Roll. Come on,
No.
come on, Toots. I'm older than she is.
By
So-
like a few years.
Back in the day.
It's
Anyways,
not a massive
so
age gap
Tootsie
here.
Roll. Check out the dance.
You should have seen my first partner. Different generations.
That's
Continue.
another conversation. So here's this idea of the Tootsie Roll, right? Also the idea of the Tootsie Pop, right? How many licks does it take to get to a
I
Tootsie
like
Pop?
how you say it.
What?
Tootsie.
What is it?
I just say tootsie.
Oh, Tootsie.
Tootsie.
Tootsie. Tootsie Pop. So-
It's spelled that way.
Oh, okay.
I just
English is not my first language. So
I
anyway,
don't think you're saying it wrong. I just
No.
never noticed how most people they don't say it that way that I've heard.
Tootsie.
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 Hey, Tootsie.
Hey.
Hey, a toots like that.
Oh, hey, a toots is
You don't say, hey, toots. Hey, you toots. But please continue.
So this is about one of these things is about joy. Just joy. It's time to dance. I have recently started just dancing around the house, not just for fun, but like as part of my prayer of like, this is how I'm going to manifest. You know, now I'm telling you my secrets. No, I'm just kidding. But just bring that joy.
We're on the same wavelength right now. about that.
Exactly. Right. And so Rose and I are dedicated not only to going to the ocean these days, but dancing. Right. So bringing joy, movement back. And this also goes into this idea of what's the best way to eat a Tootsie Pop. Right. There's no best way. It's the journey. Experience life. It's okay if someone takes 1,000,000 licks, someone just takes one and then crunches it. It doesn't matter. There's no right. Right. So don't get stuck in that when you are comparing yourself to others. Right. There's only one you. Right. We are unique. Right. So continue to celebrate your uniqueness. Chakra, throat. Speak your truth.
The flavor that I got is licorice, specifically black licorice. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. Black licorice. This is for the sake of healing and purification. You know, I mentioned earlier that this is a time of year where I like to go within a little bit. I like to really regroup and refresh. And part of that process is understanding, am I clear? Am I clear? Or am I carrying around a whole bunch of bullshit that if I just took a moment, if I took a break, if I scaled back what I'm doing in any ways that I could, for example, maybe I can't take the time completely off. Maybe I don't have to vacate time set aside for vacation. But can you take 5 minutes of vacation during your day? Can you go outside every hour and take 5 minutes outside every hour or every 2 hours? It is so important to recognize how powerful it is to take the time to clear yourself out. Because that clearing is healing. Sometimes healing is repairing broken things, and other times the healing is the clearing out. It is the cleaning out. It is the cleaning out of all the accumulated junk that piles up on us as we move through the world, as we sit on our screens for 8 months at a time, navigating a world where we can't go outside into shared spaces as much anymore, unless we have to be in shared spaces because we don't have a choice, because we're frontline workers. We're necessary services. You know, there is so much that we accumulate in ourselves. So this black licorice flavor is coming to clear you out completely, and it is coming actually as a heart protector,
Beautiful.
a shield for your heart, a protection. Let it absorb, let it just slough away when it's done protecting you. And that's going to do it for today. This has been Ice Cream Sundays with Nougats of Truth. My name is Rose with Live by Design.
Marita, one who catches lightning with the path of the Ish.
Thanks for bearing with us with our beautiful new family member, who is such a lovely little handful and learning her way in the world as a young little being. And it was really nice to see all of you after taking a couple of weeks off. And we'll be back next Sunday. Unless you hear differently, you can join our group, Ice Cream Sundays with Nougats of Truth. We post some things in there, but we also will let people know, like if we're off for the day or anything like that.
Awesome. So if we don't see you on Thursday at #IceCreamSocial, we'll see you on Sunday. Okay.
Remember to live your life
To the sweetest. Mahalo.
especially perfect today.
Eh.